Today I'm going to show you how to easily and cost effectively fix the annoying holes in your bumper if your car came with a front license plate and you went to remove the plate and you were left with these holes. Today I'm going to show you how to fix them. Now, my fix is a very cheap fix. It's not a $600 body shop fix. Now, it's going to look good from far, but will it look far from good? We're about to find out. And to do this job, you need just a common set of hand tools and some things that you do have to buy. But paper towels, alcohol for wiping, some tiny spatulas, the knife, touch-up paint of your choice, and this auto glass polyurethane adhesive. Now, I use it for a specific reason. I'm going to tell you why. And of course, you will need some protective gloves because this stuff and that stuff can stain your fingers. In one of my prior videos, I already showed you what happened when I took the license plate bracket off. I was left with these 4 gaping holes, and chances are you're in the same situation since you're watching this video. In my case, what I did was I used a little blade wrapped in masking tape to shave off any excess. Now, the reason why we wrap it is so the rest of the blade doesn't scratch the paint around the holes. And do it so it doesn't poke out too much, and do it to a point that you're comfortable with. In my case, I can no longer feel any bumpiness. I can feel the hole, but it's somewhat flat. So this makes me very comfortable. After you touch the bumper with your fingers, you do want to use some alcohol to wipe off any oils, just in case. Next, we're going to be using this product. I use this auto glass polyurethane adhesive because it is black. So it fits into the cracks and it's sort of less visible than white product. It is also somewhat flexible because it is really used to mount the windshield, and it sort of resists vibrations. The bumper is flexible, so it fits the bill and also doesn't expand, which means if you stick it in the holes, it'll just stay there. And this actually brings me to my next point. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be sticking this product in the hole and making it as flat as possible. There are a couple of ways of doing it. If you have a new product, you can use a gun and sort of squirt it in with a tiny tip. In my case, I've already used it to reattach my rear view mirror, so I had to kind of pry it open. I'm going to use a screwdriver to get it done. If your hands are shaky, you can put some tape around the holes, just in case you put some of that product in more of a wider area, you'll be well protected. And you see, the way I wrapped it is I didn't just do a square. I actually wrapped it in a circular fashion, just so you don't get that smear onto the paint. I mean, once you get it on the paint, you can absolutely easily remove it, but we're trying to be as careful as possible. And once you do that, you take a spatula or anything flat and just flatten it. Now, the moment of truth. You don't want to wait too long, but after about a minute, you take the masking off and see what you've done. Trust me, there's a method to my madness. Of course, you can see some of the markings. It's not 100% flat, but the holes have been filled. If we let it dry for about 15-20 minutes, we can move on to the next section. While you wait, you take your alcohol and your microfiber towel and just gently wipe it. As you can see, it'll wipe off any of this product from the body of the car, but it'll be left inside of the hole. Don't be afraid to apply some pressure because you want to remove any excess from the actual bumper. And if you've done it right, this is what it's going to look like. It's still not there yet, but the actual holes that are going through have now been plugged with this black product, which is flexible. It won't bubble out, which now means we can wait another 15 minutes and it'll be ready for paint. As you wait for the product to dry, you can admire your work. And you can notice that you can still see the holes. Obviously, they're still there, but they're plugged. So there's nothing that's going through, which is good because now we can apply the paint. Paint application requires a very steady hand. You have to get yourself one of those touch-up paints. In my case, I use this brush. You want it just a little bit at the tip and start brushing it. If you go over a little bit, it's okay because the paint matches the body of the car. We're gonna let it dry another 15 minutes, apply another layer, then another 15 minutes, and then apply another layer, and that should do the trick. And since we're not gonna be doing any sanding, this is my trick. I let a drop drip from the top, which fills this gap, and it sort of flattens it. Gravity does its work, and it makes it fill in the gap in a more natural way. Again, you have to be patient. You have to do it a couple of times, but eventually it'll flatten out, whoops, and fill this gap. It is so incredible how good it looks from far, but when you get up close, obviously you see it. I'm not a body shop, but for less than $50, this is how you can fix it. Look, good from far, barely noticeable. Unless you're looking for it, you don't see it. And then you get up close, what is that? Oh, that's what it is. Oh, it's right here. Yep, you can, I guess, somewhat see it. Yep. And then where is it? I don't see it. Oh, there it is, I see it. Oh, there it is, I don't see it. So, this really fixes the face of your car, which has been defaced by a pesky license plate frame.